Your money story is keeping you broke, and I'm telling you that from personal experience. If you don't know what your money story is, listen up. I'm going to help you uncover what the story is and help you rewrite it so that you can step into more abundance this year and beyond. We all have this very complicated relationship with money. We want it, but we don't want it too much because then we're bad people. We get it, we lose it, we get debt. We have all these stories that are blocking our abundance that is your birthright. And this year, I'm getting serious about stepping into my multi-million dollar identity. And I'm bringing you along with me because I want all of us to have more money. If you're ready to uncover the stories you've been telling yourself around money that have you in the same money situation over and over again, listen up. If you're new here, I'm Natanya. I'm an identity and business coach, and I'm obsessed with helping you create the life and business that you desire. Click the subscribe button and let's get into it. I recently hosted a group call for members of my community, The Shift, where we uncovered our money stories. And let me tell you, we are all running a program that is not helping us get more money. You may recall a few months ago, I posted this video where I gave you some prompts to help you uncover your money story. I'll share a few of them here, but definitely go back and watch that. And let me tell you, the comments just showed me how much we have this love-hate relationship with money that is ultimately keeping us broke. And we don't have time for that. I'm just going to rattle off some prompts. And as you answer in your head, you're going to start to hear what is the story that is playing in the background of your money. People with a lot of money are, fill that in. First intuitive answer. For me, it was they are greedy, they are selfish. And guess what? I want more money, but I don't want to be greedy or selfish. So how is that going to work? In my family, money caused my first answer was stress. Why would I want more money if I believe subconsciously that money causes me stress? My biggest fear about money is first answer that came to mind. Mine was that I will never have enough. And that fear kept playing out year after year after year because guess what? I never felt like I had enough. And this one really opened my eyes because I would have more money if, answer that question. Mine was if I was smarter. Do I logically think that? No, but clearly there was something in my subconscious that had some core belief that I needed to be smarter to make more money. Guess what, girl? We got to rewrite that money story. If you missed my first video, the very first step of this is writing a very authentic, probably a little bit angry letter to money. This is where I got really raw, really unfiltered. Money, why do you keep coming and going? Money, why do you stress me out so much? Money, why do I never have enough of you? Why does it feel so hard to keep you? Why does it feel so hard to have you? Why do I always have just enough and never more? I went in because we cannot shift what we don't acknowledge. So trying to just pretend, oh, I love money and money is great when subconsciously you and I have some beliefs that are not in alignment with that is not going to work. So I want you to put pen to paper, write your letter to money, get it out, be honest. You might cry, you might get angry, you might be really pissed off at money, but I need you to get it out so that we can shift that. Because here's what I need you to know. Money itself is neutral. It doesn't care. It's like water. It's going to flow. If you allow it to flow to you, it will flow there. But if you've got some blockages, and you probably do if you're still watching this video, you are literally blocking money. As a society, of course, we have put this value on money. But when you really think about it, even the money in your bank account right now, it's numbers on a screen. It's made up. Where is it? Literally, where is it? It's literal numbers on a screen. And yet we have all of this anxiety. We put so much of our self-worth, our identity, how good or not we are into money. And I get it. Money is an incredible, useful resource, which is why I desire more of it. And even as I said that right now, I felt a little, because there's this thing in the society that tells us that we're not supposed to want too much money. We're supposed to want just enough. No, I am done with that. And I hope that you are too. I want lots of money because guess what? I'm a good person. And I know that with lots of money, one, more freedom, more choice, and more ability to do good in this world. I have a full-time business. I employ people all over the world. If I have more money, I can employ more people. If I have more money, I can grow my business that helps my clients make more money. So why would I not want more money? Why do you not want more money? You have got to get to the root of that so that you can shift that and start rewriting the story that you actually want with money. Because money is not there saying, oh no, I don't like you. I only like them. It's you that is blocking the flow. You are blocking the flow of endless sums of money coming towards you on a consistent basis. I also have this belief that it is hard to make money. And actually, when I think about it, the times that I've received the most money in my life, notice I said receive, I did not say make, receive the most money because I don't actually believe we have to make money. We can just simply receive it. It is literally circulating in billions right now. There is more more than enough for me to have more than enough, and for you to have more than enough, and for everyone watching to have more than enough. So why don't we circulate it a little bit more? But I used to feel like the times that I was receiving the most money was when I worked hardest. But when I really thought about it, actually, no. It is when I'm in ease. It is when I'm in flow that unexpected bonuses, payouts, refunds come to me. We have this idea that the only way to make money is in the traditional sense. Listen, I just said make again. The only way to receive money is in the traditional sense. We have to go work behind a desk and sit behind a computer, and we'll get our paycheck, or we got to work really hard as an entrepreneur until 3 a.m. in the morning, and then we'll finally get that one client that pays us but doesn't pay in full. No. Let that go. Once I started reprogramming my mind around money, starting with that angry letter to money, and then moving into what we're going to do next. After you've wrote your angry letter, you can burn it, you can rip it up, you can do whatever you want to do with it. But then we are going to shift. I want you to connect to the idea that money is actually neutral and that its only purpose and joy is to flow and move about with ease. Think of it like water. Water, you put it down somewhere, it just wants to flow. That's money. It doesn't have a personality. It doesn't have a grudge against you. It's not counting how good or bad of a person you are. We know that because there are a lot of bad people with money, but there's also a lot of bad people without money. Let me just pause right there for a second, because another belief that I think a lot of us have who do not grow up with money is that people with a lot of money are selfish and greedy. Now, there are absolutely people with a lot of money who are selfish and greedy. But let's be honest, we all know a broke person who is selfish and greedy. I don't believe that it's money that's the issue. There are good people with lots of money. There are good people with no money. There are bad people with lots of money. There are bad people with no money. Money is simply a neutral resource that we as a society have decided to place some imaginary value on. Once you really get that it's literally just numbers, it doesn't mean anything, you will allow that portal to open up that much more. All right, so now you've got your letter to money out the way, where you're really honest about all of the things that you are upset that money did or didn't do, and you got it out. You had your angry tantrum moment, you screamed, you yelled, you did all that you got to do. Now we're going to flip it. You're going to realize and remember that money is neutral. And actually, money wants to come to me. So let me make this a lot easier for you, money. And I want you to write a letter as money to you. The first time I did this, I'll give you an example of what was in my letter. I had to really tap into the energy of money and realize that the way that I'd been seeing it was made up in my mind. And that actually, he's just trying to chill. He's just trying to flow and move about and be what it wants to be as it moves through different people. Once I got that, my letter from money was eye-opening. Money was like, why are you making this so hard? You actually tell me you want me, but then as soon as you get me, you panic and you feel like you're not supposed to have me, or you feel guilt around me, or you feel like you have to get rid of me, or you feel like there's never enough of me, or you feel like there's some limited supply so that when you spend, it's your last and you're holding on to it for dear life because money doesn't grow on trees, but actually I do grow on trees, girl. So there is an endless supply of me. Relax. Let me flow into your life. Now, your letter might sound similar. Mine was a little bit aggressive because it was literally like, girl, I need you to get through this. But the whole point is that I want you to reconstruct that relationship that you have with money, because money is actually really easy to receive. When we open our minds up, when we stop being narrow-minded, when we stop believing that it's hard, that we have to work hard, that our self-worth is tied to how much money we do or don't have, that there's this limited supply and that we have to hold on to it, and there's only enough for me, and if I get the money, you're not going to have the money, let it go. Once you've got your letter from money, we are going to do one more step on this reprogramming phase, which is I want you to identify one new core belief. Before I tell you that though, actually, let's just remember that people who are raised with money, because I have friends who were raised rich, they don't have this clutter. They don't have this noise. They actually just inherently believe that money will always be there. They can literally lose their job. They're not stressed. I'll figure it out. I'll get another job. They could go bankrupt tomorrow, and they still, and from the mindset and the relationship they have with money, okay, well, I'll figure it out. There'll just be more. The amount of times that I have seen someone who was raised in an environment where money was abundant and always there and supportive of them and free flowing say something that had me in my old relationship with the money completely confused, like, well, aren't you stressed? Aren't you worried? What are you going to do? Are you stressed out? And they're just chilling because they didn't have all that money gunk that we have. One of those questions on the prompts is, what did your mom feel about money? And what did your dad feel about money? Because that will tell you a lot about your money story. Okay, so we're going to do this next phase, which is choosing one belief. just one from that letter that was from money that you are now embodying. And I like to create evidence banks. What this means is, let's just say one of my new beliefs is that I actually make more money when I am in ease and flow. Money comes to me when I am in my relaxed state. I am now going to capture evidence of every time I receive money when I am not working hard. It could be me finding a quarter on the street. It could be someone giving me an unexpected free cup of coffee at the coffee shop. It could be me getting a refund check while I was on vacation. It could be a client signing up for a program while I was asleep. But every time that I have an evidence of that belief coming true, I'm going to start to fill my evidence bank, because here's the problem. You have a lot of evidence on the contrary. Our world perception is guided by our beliefs, and our beliefs are thoughts that we keep thinking. And so if you've been believing for a really long time that money is hard, money is stressful, there's never enough money, you have a lot of evidence to back that up. We've got to turn the dial down on that side and start to turn up the dial on what you actually want, that there is more than enough money, that it feels good to receive money, that you receive money in unexpected ways all the time. And then you're going to choose one of those beliefs. You're going to write that in your evidence bank, your journal. You can type it up, do whatever you want to do. And every day or every week or however often you want to do it, you are going to capture evidence. You're going to note every time you notice that, oh, wait, I just received unexpected money in an unexpected way. I wasn't expecting to get that deposit back. I wasn't expecting to get that refund check. I wasn't expecting to win that prize money. You are going to note it. I don't care if it's a penny, $100, $1,000. I need you to start filling your evidence bank, because the more you fill the evidence bank, the more your belief will start to shift. When your belief shifts, your world perception shifts, and the way that the world responds to you will shift. So again, you are writing your very honest, probably a little angry and cynical letter to money. Get it all out. We cannot pretend that we don't have these subconscious beliefs that we do. If you want to do more of the prompts, go back on my old video and watch that. I guide you through each of the prompts to get through your money story. Once you've written your letter, rip it up, burn it, do whatever you want to do with it. Then you are writing a letter from money. Tap into the energy of money. They are neutral. They do not care who you are, what you have or haven't done. They simply want to flow and move and be free. They want to be supported. That is all money is here to do. A resource that is meant to support you, and you just got to allow it. So let money tell you all the things that it wishes you knew about it. Then you are going to choose one core belief that will ultimately shift your relationship with money. What do you now want to rewrite? So let's say your old belief was there's never enough, or there's always just enough. I might start writing, I always have more than enough. I receive money in unexpected ways. And then I'm going to start to take notice, because now I'm opening up my eyes, my perception to the world, to fill up my evidence bank with this new belief. So every day I'm going out into the world, I'm reading my new belief, and I'm finding the evidence, and I'm jotting that down in my evidence bank. If you do this for even just a month, you will amaze yourself on how much evidence you will have, because we are always rewriting a self-fulfilling prophecy. Whatever we believe about ourselves, about our lives to be true, is going to happen. We're going to get more evidence and more evidence and more evidence. And so I prefer, especially around money, because your girl is ready to receive more and more money, I believe that shifting my belief around it to something that is more empowering and actually in alignment with what it really is, which is this made up concept that I get to choose what I receive or don't receive from, I'm going to choose to receive. And I want that for you too. Let me know in the comments what came up for you in your money story, maybe the answers to some of those prompts. Let me know what belief you are rewriting with money. And I cannot wait to hear how this shifts, how money actually starts to show up in your life, starts to be more supportive in your life. Because listen, there is more than enough, and we all get to have some of that too. If you want to do more of this work, as I said earlier, I just did this work on a group call in my Shift community. We do this and so much more around personal work of stepping into who you get to become while you're in this life experience. You can click the link in my description to save off your first month. Every single month we have calls, we have community, we have conversation. It is an incredible group of women from all around the world, and we are stepping into tiny shifts that create massive transformation. I cannot wait to see you on the next video, and thank you so much for watching.